This is a autopilot installation, Raymarine Evolution EV-100 on a Hunter 280. I know there's a bunch of videos on these Evolution installs, but none on the Hunter 280. I had some unique issues, and I'm going to skip all the stuff that everybody's already videoed and just focus on what was unique to this boat. All right, so the first issue was cabling. What I ended up doing was adding another breaker switch here on the panel. That was the spare. I added a, I want to say it was a 15 amp switch. So to pull the wire, I ended up, this wire here was routed all the way down through here, through, down, underneath, all the way back out and up to the binnacle for a cigarette lighter. You may have a stereo out there, something, any wire installation. What I ended up doing was pulling that down through with some fish tape. Basically just got that at Lowe's, pulled it down through to where I could grab it, and then pulled it up again. And then I did the same thing underneath, up through here. You can see I left the fish tape if I need to run anything else. Again, through here, up, and then back. So once I had the wire in, all the way down, I've got a whole bunch of extra. I left it because I still haven't done the mounting of the ACU unit. So once the wiring was in place, I figured out what my insulation locations were going to be, and I still haven't done the locator or the ACU, but I'm pretty sure where they're going to go. I did install the control head up here, so best way to do that is just template it, cut it. I took out the engine control panel. I just pulled that. Was able to very easily just run these wires down through there. And then if you go down into the rear berth there, there's this little access panel, and I was able to pull the wire for the control head down, put it into a backbone. I think what I'm probably going to do is the control head, I'm going to mount it flush up underneath here. To do that, I had to order a few extra wires. That control head wire, I ordered an elbow. So basically, that's going to allow me instead of this being flush and that wire not fitting, I'm gonna have an elbow right up here so it can be nice and flush. I've got enough clearance for that elbow to make its turn. That leaves two more things as to where they're gonna go. The ACU panel, which I believe I'm going to mount right up there. The backbone hub, which I'll probably put back in that, behind that hatch. And then I also got a, just a little fuse panel, because so this is coming from, this wire here is coming from that 15 amp line from the breaker panel up there. So this comes back into here, and then I've got a 5 amp going into the backbone hub, and then I've got a 10 amp going into the ACU, which is what they both require, inline fuses. So that, not really sure where I'm going to mount this little guy, but yeah, keep watching and you'll know in a minute. The other challenge was where and how to install the wheel. So the templates show the motor being installed over here, but on my, this is a 280, so I've got my my shifter and throttle linkage over here, and there was a really thin margin of error between the chain for the steering cables and then that control linkage for the engine. So what I did was I just moved it over here, and then on the back, these little mounting pre-drilled holes, you know, they give you these options for basically putting the motor over on the starboard side, but I've got mine on port. So what I did is I just turn this upside down. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know. Basically, I just used a Dremel and I cut that same slot out down here with the Dremel, and it fit perfectly. So that's what I did. Everything works great. It's nice and secure, does what it's supposed to. So, next step is, and final step is mounting this stuff inside, and we'll see where that's gonna go. Okay, so what I ended up doing is getting a piece of hardwood and mounting the ACU onto there, and then attaching the hardwood to the inside with VHB tape, the 3M, very high bonding, so I didn't have to make any more holes. And then I installed a little fuse panel same way. So once I put everything back together, all the wires will be hidden. I'll clean these all up. That'll basically be, they'll go down. This will all be covered up by the back deck there. I'm probably just gonna leave the hub, the C-Talk hub, loose, just for easy access. I need to get a terminal there, but everything else is cleaned up. And then for the GPS unit, I ended up mounting it right there, so it was pretty easy enough to access. You can see it's on and it's working. Pretty easy to access. Running the wires through here and then out the back and up to into the hub. So that's it. Maybe try a sea trial tomorrow, but this was a 100 280 Evolution Autopilot install, and I hope that helps some people.